to the strong side, and Terquavian Smith, in his first career start, is having a game.
"15 points for Smith, 3 threes, 6 of 8 from the field. Cross, shot fake, down the lane, teardrop, no. Williams, offensive rebound, put back.
Yeah, Malik Williams is the man right now. I mean, he is the solid, know what you're gonna get from him, anchors the backside of that D. And NC State, because they've been able to score, they've been able to set their defense in the quarter court.
Williams has 14. Sebron and Dewana getting ready to check in for the pack.
It's a mismatch.
Hayes. Rebound Ellis. Cross calling for it, open on the wing. Ellis head down, driving, and it draws the foul.
Yeah, that's about 3 times unofficially that Louisville has been able to drive the middle of the floor in transition, where NC State looks like they're back, but they're not matched up. And the thing about Louisville is you can sprint back to the paint and then find your matchups. You don't have to sprint to the 3-point line.
That's where you miss a Manny Bates.
It's exactly where you might miss a Manny Bates.
College football conference championship Saturday continues. Houston and Cincinnati, the Bearcats, trying to crash the playoff party as a group of 5. Got to beat Houston first. And the Cougars have won 11 in a row. And then tonight in Charlotte, Pittsburgh and Wake Forest in what promises to be a high-scoring ACC championship game. Pitt looking for its first ACC conference title. Wake last won it in 2006.
I'm looking forward to expanding the playoffs. Put my vote in for that right now.
How many teams?
I like 12.
12. Hayes. And he is fouled.
Not the kind of discipline that you expect out of a Louisville defense. And Chris Mack thinks he threw his feet out. Good exit cut by Cam Hayes. Yeah, no, you got to give him the ability to land, and he did not have the ability to land. That's a good call by the officials.
So 3 shots coming for Hayes. 13 points for the sophomore. How about the shoe game for Cam Hayes?
Yeah, I don't like it.
Oh, come on.
I don't like it.
Come on. You'll like his floor game, though.
I like his floor game, right. I think, we'll see. Maybe
You could totally pull those off.
You think I could pull those
Absolutely.
off?
Absolutely.
I was sporting my Candace Parkers earlier today. Could definitely pull those off.
15 points now. He and Smith lead NC State in scoring today. Williams has 14 for Louisville. There is Malik Williams. Cross bumps Helms, and the foul on Jericho Helms. That's number 3. He's fouled out 4 times this year.
So you have to have your feet down in a legal guarding position, and you can move to avoid contact, right? So if you've established a legal guarding position, and that's what Kevin Keats is saying. Did he move obliquely to try to absorb some contact?
Shot clock at 5. Ellis hits the side of the rim. Cross tracked it down. Faulkner steps into it. Offensive rebound, Davis. Out of bounds. Media timeout, 11:31 to go. We've got a game in Raleigh.
This holiday, make giving the inspiration for saving. From tossing out the holiday trash to cleaning up your festive feast, use Greenlight to turn savings goals into life goals. Invest in your best investment. Greenlight.
Can you believe this? Doug Flutie and Frank Thomas. You guys look great. Once I turn 40...
Let me guess, less energy, less drive?
Definitely.
It's not your fault. It happens to every man. Testosterone levels drop as you age.
Happened to you guys?
Yep.
So what did you do?
We got Nugenix Total T.
To get your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, text TRIO to 321321. This unique man-boosting formula is powered by Testofen, a patented key ingredient clinically researched to help increase testosterone levels.
That does it. I gotta get Nugenix.
Just send a text for a complimentary bottle. And by the way, she'll like it too.
Get your complimentary bottle of Nugenix now. Text TRIO to 321321. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, with key ingredients to help you get back in shape fast, absolutely free. That's TRIAL to 321321.
Are your cupboards a cookware disaster? We'll try Gotham Steel Stackmaster, the all-new non-stick space-saving cookware that neatly stacks inside itself. Finally, you can have an organized kitchen with every pan and lid right at your fingertips. The solid metal stacking plates allow the entire set to fit together without scratching. Stackmaster pans are non-stick and durable, plus they're even oven-safe up to 500 degrees. So bake warm cheesy bread or make your favorite oven pot roast. Even flames won't damage these pans. Get the full 10-piece Stackmaster cookware set for just 4 payments of $39.99, and we'll even ship it to you free. Plus, order now and get the free steamer basket that stacks perfectly with the rest of the set, and the free fry basket that folds up to fit right inside the pot. But wait, we'll also send you this 5-piece utensil set absolutely free. That's a complete 17-piece set for only 4 payments of $39.99.
Call 1-800-671-1417 or go to GothamStackmaster.com.
Welcome to 3-Day Weekend. I'm in Clemson, South Carolina.
Our meat is smoked low and slow.
I've got 3 days, go Tigers! And 2 nights to spend in Tiger Town. Life is better on the lake, right? To find the best of the best.
Our biggest seller, this is our banana pudding pound cake.
This 3-day weekend, I'm all in for Clemson.
Hi, I'm Shannon Storms-Bador. When we started selling my health products online, our shipping process was painfully slow. Then we found ShipStation. Now we're shipping out orders 5 times faster. And thanks to ShipStation's discounted rates, we're saving a ton. Honestly, we couldn't do it without ShipStation.
Join over 100,000 online sellers who get ship done with ShipStation. Go to shipstation.com/TV and get 2 months free.
Laser X, the #1 home laser tag game on the planet. Join Team Red, Blue, or whatever color you choose. The Revolution Blaster has quick slide reload and 300-foot range. With the all-new Micro Blaster's built-in receiver, you can play blaster to blaster. The ultra-long-range blaster has the longest range of any Laser X ever, over 500 feet. The Equalizer lets you blast multiple opponents at once. You can get the Micro Blaster double set for $29.99, and shipping is free. Batteries not included. Extra blasters sold separately, must be 18 or older to order.
Oh, the ACC. In football, you've got Atlantic anarchy and coastal chaos. You just have complete anarchy on the basketball front. Duke, the #1 team in the country, but not for long. They lost to Ohio State. They seem like the clear #1 in the ACC. Can you confidently say there is a #2 in this league right now?
I cannot. I think that's what's going to make the race so compelling. And all the predictions and polls have to do with question marks, right? And now we're getting a better sample size of what we have in the ACC. I'm excited about the race. I do think Duke is the best team in the league right now. But outside of that, #2, there's a lot of... North Carolina might have made a statement the other night against Michigan. Certainly think Louisville has a chance. NC State is in the mix with their quickness in the backcourt. Michael DeVoe can take a team to a championship at Georgia Tech.
Offensive foul. Dewana canceled it at the rim.
Watch the ball movement by NC State. They get it at the rim, and that's what Dewana can do. And then Helms outside the restricted area. Terrific job. Risky, but smart.
Yeah, Helms already has the 3. He's fouled out of a game 4 times this year. NC State can tie it with a 2, can take the lead with a 3. Wolfpack down 14 at the break. Entry pass, Dewana, shot fake, and he draws the foul.
Well, let me say this first of all. Dre Davis has done an outstanding job on Darion Sebron in the quarter court defensively. Sebron's points have come because he's been able to get out in transition or in the open floor. Now, Dre Davis is their best lockdown perimeter defender with length.
Dewana, 6 of 10 from the free throw line this season. 1-point game. Jimmy V Classic Tuesday on ESPN, Texas Tech and number 13 Tennessee in the first game from Madison Square Garden. Villanova and Syracuse in game 2 on a court that they've battled on quite a bit in the past. 1-point game, another turnover by Louisville.
I think you need Jared West back on the floor.
He settles it down for the Cards. Davis all over Helms. Back to Dewana. Big man getting touches on this side of the floor, and he gives NC State the lead. First lead for the Pack since 17-16.
Without Manny Bates, he is really stepping up his game.
Davis, and we'll get a foul on the floor.
Dewana reaching in, got caught on the switch. You know what though, watch this post move right here. This is what I'm talking about. He has to be able to have this go-to over his left shoulder. Challenging Malik Williams inside. More than just a drop off, a putback, and a rim runner. He's got to have a low post move.
Had 8 blocks against Nebraska, 6 in the game before that, and today 7 points, 3 shy of a career high. Locke's 3 is not there. Smith flying for the carom.
Dre Davis immediately gets in front of Sebron, makes him pull up and hesitate. Now Jared West back on the floor.
Helms over to Sebron. He likes to drive it inside. The kick. The 3 is not there. Out of bounds to NC State. Last touch West.
Breon Bass is 1 for 9 coming into the game from the season outside the arc. That's a chance to pump fake, draw the long closeout, and then get to the paint.
There's Pass, who is a terrific high school football player as well. Had a number of ACC opportunities to play on the gridiron. And Smith with 17. The lead is 3.
NC State has outscored Louisville in the paint here in the second half. It's been a big part of why NC State's been more aggressive on the offensive end.
Ellis nearly carried. West getting the screen. Locke on the drive, tied up. Up top, Ellis, he's got to go. Ellis, Dewana got a piece and a shot clock violation. Here comes Sebron, and he finishes! And Louisville ends the 11-0 run with Wisnitzer.
Hey, the basket is still shaking on this end for NC State.
This is what Sebron did in the second half on Wednesday.
Got the switch right here. He got the switch.
He drives past Wisnitzer and one. Darion Sebron says, "Put it on my shoulders."
Sebron turns the corner.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Popeye's New Nuggets. They come in piece, 8-piece.
Everybody has a flashlight, but can your flashlight do this? Or how about this? The Bell & Howell Tactical Flashlight can. Similar to flashlights used by elite military units, the Bell & Howell Tac Light can do things no ordinary flashlight can do. Look, this civilian flashlight puts out pathetic light, but our military-grade Tac Light, that's 22 times as bright. It's so bright, it can be seen up to 5 nautical miles away. And if that something that goes bump in the night turns out to be someone, only a Tac Light has a super bright strobe that can stun and disorient would-be attackers. A car battery will stop working in sub-zero temperatures, but even getting frozen in a block of ice couldn't make our Tac Light stop working. And it'll keep working when fully submerged in water, even 212-degree boiling water. It's tough enough to survive getting run over by a Humvee. Try that with a regular flashlight. Compact and lightweight, it goes where you go, so you can feel safe in dark places at night, or just have the right light for emergency situations. And there's never been a better choice for camping, fishing, or hunting. What else? 5 preset modes. It's made of high-grade aircraft aluminum. I mean, there's just nothing like it on the market today. Here's how to get yours.
Tactical flashlights of this quality are selling right now for $60 or more. But Bell & Howell has slashed their price to just $19.99, and they'll even ship it to you free. Plus, every Tac Light comes with a 10-year warranty. Call now and you can get a second Tac Light. Just pay a separate fee. Here's how to order.
To get your Tac Light for only $19.99 with free shipping, call 1-800-644-4252. That's 1-800-644-4252, or visit us online at trytaclight.com. That's 1-800-644-4252, or visit us online at trytaclight.com. Call or log on now.
Modern life, different schedules, different meals, different times. How do you keep everyone happy? With 5 cooking options, the Cuisinart Griller is the ultimate in versatility. It has a full griddle, a full grill, a half griddle, a contact grill, and a panini press. Redesigned with a sleek look, the Griddler has a sear function, digital adjustable temperature control, a count up and down timer for precise cooking times, and non-stick removable and reversible dishwasher-safe plates for easy cleanup. The Cuisinart Griller, it's a real crowd pleaser.
Brett Favre, legendary quarterback. Jerry Rice, legendary wide receiver. When legends play, they wear Copperfit Advanced Back Pro. Copperfit's best-selling compression back support just got better with new double-band adjustable supports for customizable compression when you need it most.
That's what I'm talking about.
4 built-in stabilizing supports designed to improve posture and help reduce lower back stress and strain.
You have back pain, and it's affecting your everyday life. Do something.
Since I put this on, I feel so much better. The core is the most important thing. To know that I'm stabilized here. Whatever I'm doing, I can give it 100%.
Call 1-800-814-4139 or on the web at advancedbackpro.com for only $19.99.
This does feel good.
That's what I've been saying.
You think it was fair?
It was fun. Copperfit, live limitless.
NC State's Darion Sebron has been one of the breakout players in the ACC. Came into the game averaging almost 22 points and close to 11 rebounds. Second in the conference in scoring. Number 1 in rebounding and steals. And the last 2 possessions, he looks like he wants to take this ball game over.
He was 2 for 9. And his matchups inside were really good for Louisville, and then he gets open in the open court and gets a switch, and that's why he's able to take advantage of it.
Meanwhile, Jalen Withers with a chance for a three-point play for Louisville.
So Louisville's gone with a smaller lineup on the floor. Withers off the bounce right here, playing the 5 position. And if Chris Mack, because NC State was getting that switch, and that was why Darion Sebron was able to get to the rim.
First points.
You got a smaller lineup on the floor that you can move better and rotate better if you're going to switch. They don't like to switch, but they will switch on an emergency.
Got caught a couple of times doing that on Sebron. Almost got caught there. Helms. 62-57. 13 for Helms.
Well, there was a stretch in the first half where NC State was breaking off their plays too early, going unscripted. They've been much better here in the second half. Just better moving the ball.
Lock around Smith. Tapped around on the floor. Here's Sebron. 3-on-2. Sebron down the lane, tosses it up. No call. Lock the other way. Withers the trailer. Davis open for 3. Too strong. Withers on the offensive glass.
Look at Matt Cross.
Salvages the possession.
They had Noah Locke open earlier in that possession. They missed him.
West, the floater, yes.
That's who you trust if you're Chris Mack. You got a lot of confidence in Jared West on the top of the floor to make decisions at this point in the game.
First field goal, first points for West. Cam Hayes. DeWanna the offensive rebound. New 20. Sebron resets. Splits the D, draws the foul.
He is so good going left.
Debbie, if you're
turn the corner and leash.
If you're worried about this game going beyond regulation, it could get fun and chaotic if it does, because the Carolina Hurricanes also play at PNC Arena. They are scheduled to play at 7:30 tonight against the Buffalo Sabres. What time is it now?
Got 3:45.
3:45.
Ish.
So it takes, we were told, 90 minutes to 2 hours to transition from basketball to hockey. So we might be able to get away with maybe an overtime, maybe even 2. We go beyond that, there's going to be some upset hockey fans.
We're going to be in trouble. Plus, I'm going to be upset because you and I are over here sitting in the penalty box. It's about where the penalty box is in the hockey rink is where we're sitting.
Is it a 2-minute minor or a 5-minute major? And of course, Wednesday night on this very floor, they played 4 overtimes. Cross hits!
You know, all his hustle, all his effort on the offensive glass. He's had a couple of triples here in the second half.
1-point game, 10 for Matt Cross. Sebron isolating Williams, out to Helms. Shot fake, step back, 3, no. And we'll get a foul. It's on DeWanna, and that is number 4 on the big guy.
It's the difference in having Malik Williams on the floor to guard in that switch when you go back to the big lineup. He moves his feet well. He understands how to play the angles, and he's 6'11" in that matchup with Darion Sebron.
Some pressure now by NC State. Williams.
Nice pocket pass.
Rebound, Sebron.
Very well executed with a good look with a guy that you trust to make a shot.
Sebron off the hesitation. Wild shot, no foul. Sebron wanted it. Here comes Malik Williams now.
Lock on this for a three in this action.
Withers has time. In and out. Rebound Sebron. Darion Sebron, 1 rebound away from his 6th double-double as we get a foul. One thing we saw Chris Mack telling his team earlier today, when you're defending Darion Sebron, yes, he's not a threat from the outside, but if you give him too much room on the perimeter, he'll use that momentum to start going downhill, and then you want no part of that.
Well, he's like a running back. You know, he gets a running start. He gets his shoulder pads over his thigh pads. His shoulders leaning forward, and he is going to the rim.
Jericho Helms to the line.
It's a really interesting check, right? Because he's so quick off the bounce. So if you come with a long closeout, he's going to blow by you. But if you're soft or short, he's going to take up that space off the bounce and gets a running start.
So what's the secret sauce?
You got to mix it up. You got a defensive fake at him. You got to make him give it up. Don't let him get it back. You got to keep him out of the paint.
Both free throws good. 15 for Helms. 3-point game. NC State will be in the double bonus on the next Louisville foul. Louisville will be in the bonus if NC State fouls. Lock. It doesn't go. Hayes has it. Sebron again. Smith from the corner. Lock pushing. Ellis, the Durham native. We get a whistle and a foul, and we're set up for another great finish in Raleigh.
Are you ready to meet the new class of Subway's Eat Fresh Refresh? The new Baja Steak and Jack, new All-American Club, the new Italian BMT, new Turkey Cali Fresh, and new Trevor Lawrence? Man, you're not a sandwich. Order in the app now to save big.
At touchofmodern.com, our expertly curated products are never ordinary, never mundane, and never in a million years what you'd expect to see or imagined you'd ever have. To check it all out, scan the code now.
Everything you've seen me do was made possible by what you don't see. Because when you're not looking, I go to work. Strength isn't a given. It's grown. It's earned and tested. We all have the strength to see what's possible. It's up to us to unlock it. Tonal, be your strongest.
I'm embarrassed to admit it, but I can't tell you the last time I looked at my credit card statement. Hi, I'm Yaya, founder of Truebill, a simple app to help you stay on top of your spending, save money, and make sense of your finances. It's an automated accountant for busy people. Download Truebill today.
Smile Direct Club. You pop them in, you go to bed, and they do all the work.
Straighten your teeth while you sleep with Smile Direct Club nighttime aligners.
They don't interfere with your daily lifestyle at all.
Choose easy. Choose Smile. Get started for free at SmileDirectClub.com.
Show the world what it means to be an ACC fan at Fanatics.com. The largest assortment of officially licensed ACC fan gear anywhere. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
You know how sometimes you're just kind of brushing your teeth and then all of a sudden, it's on. With Roman, you can take care of erectile dysfunction discreetly. So whenever the moment happens, you're ready. Roman ready.
Olukai slippers are so comfortable, you won't want to take them off. And with that outdoor-worthy sole, you don't have to. The all-around best slippers by Olukai.
Nothing's gonna
With Baylor taking care of business in the Big 12 championship, I agree. Oklahoma State out of the picture. Cincinnati is in with a win. And if Alabama or Michigan were to lose, Notre Dame would be in as well.
So much happening today. So great.
And we got some business to take care of here. El Ellis at the free throw line, hits the front end of a 1-and-1. 65-63.
We got some prime time before we get to prime time.
Absolutely.
Coming up next.
Tiffany Green, Jay Walker, Tiffany Blackman will have the call for the SWAC championship. 1-point game, ACC opener, Louisville and NC State. Opening weekend of conference play in the league.
Where Malik Williams doing such a good job of gapping, keeping NC State on the top of the defense.
Helms from up top, the three.
Late, and you pay. NC State showing some offensive maturity in that possession.
Cross can't answer the rebound to Dewana. The Wolfpack trailed by as many as 15. Down 14 at the break. Sebron.
Good D by Cross. I tell you, Matt Cross has made some winning plays for Louisville today.
West. And a foul against NC State, a 1-and-1 for Jared West, a career 67% free throw shooter. And that is 5 on Dewana. So now, remember, Manny Bates is out for the season. Dewana, your best interior defender, is out. If you're Louisville, you can attack the paint with impunity.
Absolutely, because NC State's had an advantage in the paint in the second half. But there's several times in transition, right here. You can't get beat there and force the second row or back row to have to make a play. They have allowed dribble penetration. And Dewana has had to make some tough decisions on that back row, which allowed him to get the 5 fouls.
He did a good job of staying out of foul trouble in the 4-overtime game Wednesday. And enter the freshman, Ernest Ross. They think he's got big-time upside, top incoming recruit. Scored his first points of the season on Wednesday, and now he's in there for crunch time.
Well, that's his only points of the season. He's got 10 rebounds on the season. He's got to make sure he keeps Malik Williams off the glass, and he's got to communicate in that ball screen defense. If he just does that for the next 2:21, he can help NC State finish.
Locke enters for Ellis. Locke, West, Malik Williams, Cross.
They're going to right away put him in some ball screen action though on the defensive end is Chris Mack.
And Trey Davis, the 5th for Louisville. For the Wolfpack, Hayes, Terquavion Smith, Sebron, Helms, and the spotlight on Ross. Hayes for 3, back iron. Louisville can tie it with a 3. Here's Locke. He's got 3 triples today on the floor. Williams gives it up to West. A lot of dribbling. Locke for the tie. It's good!
That's Jared West. Probe, head up, assess, decide. This is who I'm going to get the ball to. And it's Noah Locke in a late shot clock.
Timeout, Kevin Keats. And you better get worried, hockey. 68 all, 119 to go. Remember when? Just a couple of days ago, Deb, they played for a while on this floor.
4 overtimes. It's the longest game in ACC history. Not the first time NC State in their history has played in a 4 OT game. But Sebron was fantastic. He scored the last 12 in regulation, including the 4 in overtime. In the first overtime, he scored 34 of the last 57 points for NC State.
It was the 5th time an ACC team played a 4 overtime game. First time it's happened since 1989, and NC State has been involved in 3 of the 5. Sebron was a point and a rebound away from a 40-20 game. 2 minutes shy of Chucky Brown's school record for minutes played. An Ironman, and now the bounce back. He got another game. ACC down to the wire. No Casey Morsell today for NC State. On the Louisville sideline, we were joking with Chris Mack. He was away from his team for the first 20 days, 6 games of the season. His first two games back at Michigan State, the Izzone, the Breslin Center, and now on the road for your ACC opener. No easing back into it with Directional State or the Connecticut School of Broadcasting.
No, and it's going to be like this every night. College basketball has been outstanding so far in the early part of the season. You got to be able to execute. You can't have game slippage. The details matter at this, especially this time of the game.
Helms has hit some big shots down the stretch. He controls against Cross. Cross blocked it. And Louisville with a chance to retake the lead.
Another winning play by Matt Cross. Like Noah Locke right here.
Down to 6. Davis. It was tipped out. 2 seconds to go on the shot clock.
Really good defensive effort by NC State. Everybody stayed home. They defended inside out. Cam Hayes took Noah Locke away.
What do you want to do here with 2?
Look for Locke coming off a pin down.
And a timeout by Chris Mack. 1 left for Louisville. NC State still has 2. We're just getting warmed up in the league. Friday night, Pittsburgh and Virginia down to the wire. Jaden Gardner hits the game winner from the baseline for UVA with 9/10 of a second. A shot that had Kawhi Leonard written all over it. BC won with ease, 73-57, and earlier today, we saw Miami knock off Clemson.
This is what you can anticipate. As we mentioned earlier in conversation, we don't know who the second best team is right now. Duke looks like the favorite, right? They're the best team. They clearly have already earned that. But the rest of the league, I like Virginia Tech, what Mike Young has been able to do. You can't count Leonard Hamilton out. I saw Georgia Tech the other night. That's going to be a great game tomorrow. North Carolina on the road at Georgia Tech. North Carolina played well against Michigan. Watch for Michael DeVoe. His name is in the conversation for ACC Player of the Year. He had a big night the other night against Wisconsin and a tough game at home that they lost in the Big Ten ACC Challenge.
DeVoe leading the nation in scoring right now. We were initially going to ask you for a top 4 in the league. Then we realized that's not a fair question to anybody right now.
Nobody wants to see a bunch of question marks on a graphic, right? Duke, and then the second would be a question, a third would be a question mark. But right here, I think there's no question a pin down for Noah Locke. NC State's got to make sure they protect the rim and look for a direct pass to Malik Williams on it.
Davis will inbound, nobody guarding the inbounder. Long pass to Cross, catch and shoot. It's good! Matt Cross! And Louisville takes a 3-point lead. Timeout, Kevin Keats. Matt Cross, clutch, late for the Ville.
What an incredible play. Misdirection going to the ball and then a throw over the top. Matt Cross gets this off so quickly. What a basket. I've been talking about him in the second half, his offensive rebounding, and the reason why he's on the floor is to make threes. That's a huge one right there for Louisville.
13 for Cross, 3 of 6 from deep. we remind you, tomorrow at noon, after Sunday NFL Countdown, the College Football Playoff Selection Show. It's the exclusive reveal, not just of the top 4 in the playoff matchups, but also all the New Year's Six Bowls and the rest of your postseason matchups. It is a 4-hour special. It begins noon Eastern tomorrow on ESPN. 71-68, Louisville on top after the cross 3 for NC State now. What's the plan here? You can hold for one final shot, but you're down 3.
You're not holding for a final shot here. You're trying to, I actually would get a 2 and try to extend the game. Now, you got to look to put some pressure on the Louisville defense at the rim.
So is that Sebron taking it to the rim?
Sebron catching it here with a running start at Davis coming off a rub. Going left.
Ross setting the screen. He gives it up to Hayes. Hayes for the tie. And it's going to be Louisville ball, 8.6 seconds left.
I mean, if that's the best shot, I think NC State had to go faster.
Now the Cardinals will inbound. NC State will have to foul. It'll put Louisville in the double bonus. West is fouled. 69% on the season, 67% for his career.
What a 3.
I'm sorry, that's only the 9th team foul on NC State, so this will be a 1-and-1. The next one will be a 2-shot foul.
You can make this a 2-possession game, but what a shot by Matt Cross in the corner. What a pass from the inbounder to throw it over the top of the defense. It was a perfect pass.
And the timeout by Kevin Keats. 7.9 seconds to go in regulation.
It took NC State in that last possession an extra second or 2 to reverse the basketball with Ernest Ross. Once Darion Sebron gave it up, he wasn't going to get it back. I expected him to come off a rub going left, but I expected him to turn a corner and try to get in the paint.
Is that where you see the inexperience of a Ross in for Duwana, who fouled out, and of course no Manny Bates?
You know what, Anish, it's a good point overall. It's a young team outside of Helms, right? This is Sebron has been in positions already this season that he wasn't in last year.
Kevin Keats felt that the 4 overtimes on Wednesday forced him to use guys who maybe don't normally play crunch time minutes. You had Morcell go down. Cam Hayes was ejected, more minutes for the likes of Breon Pass, and they had to use some of their bigs. That depth will be needed once they get into the meat of the schedule. A 1-and-1 for Jared West. Gets the roll, and now he can make it a 2-possession game if he makes this.
NC State's got to inbound it to Sebron and go.
72-68, it is a 2-possession game. This will make it a 5-point game, and West knocks it down.
Substitution to set the defense. Got to keep him in. That's it. Matt Cross got to make him come back for the ball. Sebron's got to keep this one.
Sebron quickly across. Helms catch and shoot. It doesn't go. It comes to Louisville, and the Cardinals get out of Raleigh with a road win to begin ACC play.
Matt Cross, second half. Louisville closes the game on a 9-0 run. Big win on the road for the Cardinals.
A bounce back for the Cardinals after a loss on Wednesday. They're 1-0 in league play. Coming up next, it's the SWAC Football Championship. So long from Raleigh, North Carolina.
The Atlantic Coast Conference, it was about basketball.
Times, well, they are a-changing in the ACC.
Things started changing and we started winning.
On the corner, in for the touchdown. And there goes Sean Moore.
90, we knew the sky was the limit.
The goalpost is coming down.
We knew we were really good.
and that we had a lot of potential.
We knew something special was happening.
Could it be that Virginia is the #1 team in all of college football?
Everything hinges on this week's game between Virginia and Georgia Tech.
Nationally televised, Virginia was #1. It was high drama.
The thriller in Charlottesville.
Here comes the blitz. Moore gets away.
Oh, man, how you
Hey, when I saw this, I said we're in for a long day.
What were y'all really thinking?
Y'all couldn't stop us.
We were thinking it was going to be a blowout.
With 12 seconds remaining, Georgia Tech out to spoil Virginia's Cinderella season.
Never missing Sisson.
Oh, boy.
Sisson. Yes!
Greatest win I've ever had. Our kids just fought.
A split national championship.
We're the only undefeated team in Division I football, and I think we should be.
You guys were very special, okay? And yeah, I love you like I did a son.
Yes, sir. Love you, Coach. Love you, too.
This is Atlantic Coast Conference football.
When I arrived here in 1988, the Atlantic Coast Conference in football was really pretty non-existent nationally. It was about basketball.
When you're in an era from Michael Jordans and the Ralph Sampsons and all them basketball players that became dominant in the NBA, you always think of ACC as being a basketball conference.
You're in the ACC and not really that strong. We had teams that were good and good enough and could stand up nationally against some people, but the ACC didn't get a lot of love.
The ACC was just kind of, good conference full of schools, academic schools.
ACC football is more than just glamour and glory. It's a solid foundation for lifelong success.
ACC football suffered from the 800 rule, a rule started by the league that you had to have an 800 SAT to get into school and play in sports. It created imbalance, especially versus the SEC. The SEC didn't have that rule.
You'd recruit a young man, and then Georgia would come back in, and they'd bring a calculus book. They'd put it on the table and say, you think you could pass that? You can get kids into school, but you have to be able to keep them in the school, and that's the tough thing.
Times, well, they are a-changing in the ACC.
The ACC was going through a positive transition. Clemson's success had a lot to do with that, and winning the national championship in 1981 was huge for the league. So I think Clemson's success kind of forced the other schools in the ACC to improve their programs.
The ACC had been increasing their power. They were becoming better and better each year.
What we wanted to do was to establish it as a football power.
There are 2 new coaches in the Atlantic Coast Conference this year. Both inherit quality talent. Barry Wilson at Duke comes right behind Steve Spurrier. And Kenny Hatfield at Clemson follows Danny Ford.
It's really, really hard to follow a legend, and Danny Ford was a legend. It was very difficult for Coach Hatfield to come in and follow that legacy and try to keep it rolling.
There was a lot of new blood, a lot of new exciting ideas.
Goes deep for Pro!
A lot more wide open offenses.
Zolak floating it, and it's complete!
Now he's looking deep. It's caught! Touchdown! Herman Moore!
You had some really good coaches in this league. Some Hall of Famers. I think that just raised the elevation of the league. Everybody was building. It set the stage with all the great coaches of the league to take advantage of the recruiting options that they had.
I could see that the future of the ACC was going to be really good. We all wanted to have a chance to compete on the national level.
I think everybody will agree that there is no one dominant team in college football this year.
It was so topsy-turvy. It was one of those things you couldn't pick the best game of the week until the Saturday before.
The national scene of college football in 1990 was kind of wild in that it seemed like there were new teams, either number 1 or number 2 or number 3 every week.
Colorado and Nebraska and Oklahoma and all those guys, they were doing their thing at that moment.
There were some pretty dominant teams like Notre Dame and others at that time. Those are the teams you heard a lot about on a national scale.
There was no team that was the dominant team that year. A lot of teams are pretty good, but everybody lost.
In this wacky season filled with all kinds of controversy and unpredictability.
The key thing is if you win, particularly if you win impressively, you get there.
Votes have been cast, and now the question of who is number one is more muddled than ever.
The history of crowning the national championship in college football has been controversial at best for many years.
Back in those days, unfortunately, we didn't have playoff games like we do now. It was decided by media, Associated Press poll, which was mostly writers, and the UPI poll, which was coaches.
Do you believe the AP or the UPI? Or your own personal poll, perhaps?
You have an AP poll that is done by the media. The media is going to cite that poll with more credibility.
According to the Associated Press media.
And they don't talk as much about the UPI poll.
We just assumed that the coaches would follow the AP voters.
I mean, writers, sometimes you wonder if writers really know if the football is stuffed or pumped.
There was a lot of criticism between the two groups about the other poll. Media laughs at the coaches and says they got no clue. Coaches laugh at the media and say they don't have any idea. They've never coached.
And there's a lot of writers around the country that just automatically believe the Big Ten, Big 8, SEC were stronger.
That was one thing Gene Corrigan brought to this league. He was tired of it just being an ACC basketball league. He wanted to be football league, and he was ready to do whatever it took to make the ACC respected around the country in football.
What we're trying to do is put our schools in a position financially where they can run the kind of programs that they want.
And there goes Sean Moore.
We didn't think we could lose.
So when we went into the season, we went into it almost like we were regular season ready.
Are your cupboards a cookware disaster? We'll try Gotham Steel's Stackmaster, the all-new non-stick space-saving cookware that neatly stacks inside itself. Finally, you can have an organized kitchen with every pan and lid right at your fingertips. The solid metal stacking plates allow the entire set to fit together without scratching. Stackmaster pans are non-stick and durable, plus they're even oven-safe up to 500 degrees. So bake warm cheesy bread or make your favorite oven pot roast. Even flames won't damage these pans. Get the full 10-piece Stackmaster cookware set for just 4 payments of $39.99, and we'll even ship it to you free. Plus, order now and get the free steamer basket that stacks perfectly with the rest of the set, and the free fry basket that folds up to fit right inside the pot. But wait, we'll also send you this 5-piece utensil set absolutely free. That's a complete 17-piece set for only 4 payments of $39.99.
Call 1-800-671-1417 or go to GothamStackmaster.com.
Coach Belichick said, we're thinking of trading for Randy. What do you think? What do I think? Absolutely.
I'm going to give you everything I got.
We somehow got everyone on the same team at the same time. We made football look so easy. It was probably the best team in NFL history.
3 games away from immortality, 1 loss away from infamy.
We're going to someone's funeral. It's going to be theirs or it's going to be ours.
And the New York Giants will be Super Bowl champions.
We lost the Super Bowl.
Georgia Tech had always had a strong football tradition. The field is the same field that somebody played on in 1915. We won 3 national championships. But after Coach Dodd retired, things kind of gradually started to decline. Coach Ross began the rebuilding process.
I thought it was a good program. We probably weren't up to snuff with where we had to be in the ACC.
He's very meticulous, hard-nosed, detail-oriented. There would be nights when we were going out during the off-season and you'd see his car, still the last car in the lot.
The North Carolina Tar Heels 27, the Virginia Cavaliers 7.
Virginia football was kind of the butt of all the college football jokes after World War II. They went 29 seasons and had only 2 winning seasons. Don Shula was on the staff here for a year during that streak and said it was the toughest job he ever had because as soon as we'd bring players in, the professors would flunk them out. And it didn't really revive again until George Welsh came. He had been a Heisman Trophy candidate as a quarterback at Navy, so he understood football.
Strict, disciplined, Navy guy.
You know, offensively, we haven't been as good the last 2 weeks.
They fooled us, and they went outside on us where the speed killed us, and we were out of position. We didn't do a real good coaching job.
The thing about George is he treated everybody the same, you know. He didn't like anybody.
You have to go back to George Welsh. He came in, he didn't inherit a football-rich program.
Joe Paterno told me once that he had never met a guy that had a better eye for talent than George Welsh.
And there goes Sean Moore. Touchdown!
Sean could do it all.
Heisman Trophy candidate Sean Moore.
I don't really get caught up into the Heisman candidacy and all that stuff. I think the main thing is to have a good season.
To lead the country in passing and be one of the focal points for that college football season was definitely one of the highlights in my collegiate career.
Play action, he looks long for Herman Moore. Moore inside the 10, leaps and makes the catch. Doxy Jordan there to make the tackle, but Doxy's 5'11", and Herman Moore is 6'5".
Herman goes way up like he always does, out jumps everybody. He was a state high jump champion.
I knew it was a great academic school, tops in the state. Took a visit, met Sean Moore. Of course, if anyone who knows Sean, he's got an easy way of convincing you he's going to get the ball to you.
He will go alley-oop to Moore. There's the record, an NCAA record.
We were so versatile, and we had so many different weapons.
And there goes Terry Kirby.
See ya.
Freshman All-American.
Offense always gets recognition. When the time came for crunch time, we made plays and we did a good job.
Slade all over Neil O'Donnell.
Going into 90, the team had a team meeting without the coaches. They just sat everybody down and said, quit complaining about the coaching. Our coaches know what they're doing. It's up to us to win.
Things started changing and we started winning.
On the corner, in for the touchdown.
We started getting closer. Going into that summer, all of us stayed on campus. We worked out together, we ran together. So when we went into the season, we went into it almost like we were regular season ready.
Jones rolls right, throws, passes caught Rodriguez. In for the touchdown.
The thing that I look for in a quarterback, you want a playmaker.
Dumped over the middle. Merchant makes the catch and will take it in.
I want the whole offense is built around that quarterback.
Fires a bazooka shot.
And Sean Jones was a playmaker.
Sean Jones is better at making plays out of bad situations.
Always elusive, always calm under pressure. Some things you just can't coach, and that's one of those intangibles that he had.
Throwing on the run, Swilling with his second interception.
Swilling was as good as any safety in the country.
And it is intercepted by Swilling.
Up front, you had two guys that the team could not block with one player. You had Marco Coleman, and you had Coleman Rudolph.
It was strong from the front to the back. There were no weaknesses to it.
The Clemson Tigers enter 1990 as they do most seasons, as one of the favorites in the ACC.
When people thought of ACC, they always thought of Clemson. So powerful. They were always so good.
And the streak, it only continues for George Welsh and the Virginia Cavaliers.
Clemson at the time had beaten Virginia 29 consecutive times, and it was 0-29.
George Welsh was frustrated. He always thought Danny Ford was finding some way to spy on his practices.
And, I think we're going to see a fired up, hell-bent for election Clemson team. We're going to have to be really good this week to win.
We had never beaten them. It's hard not to think about what happened before.
It's a sea of orange in Charlottesville, Virginia. It's the first and perhaps most important ACC game of the year for the Virginia Cavaliers. Clemson has never lost to Virginia in football. That's the longest winning streak of one Division I-A program against another.
It's been too long. They've gotten away. It's going to end today. We're about to go ahead and punch these guys in the mouth.
Kirby. Didn't go anywhere. Rodney Blunt swarmed under behind the line of scrimmage.
I knew it was going to be a close game. Our defense had to match their defensive intensity.
That was a physical football game, from what I remember. And that's why it was such a low-scoring game.
Clemson scored first, held a 7-0 lead.
He's going to the end zone. And with 13:15 left in the first half, Clemson has a 7-0 lead.
We were mad that they got on the board, but it didn't shake us and we didn't waver.
We made some big plays on defense. I was able to get an early sack, change some momentum. I hit Cameron, the ball flops out. Game changer.
Once again, it was a Sean Moore moment. Guys, no worries, I got us.
Man open. First down, Virginia. Sean Moore starting to heat up. First and 10 Cavs. Moore takes it on the option. Bounces off a tackler. He's close to a first down.
88, we had him on the ropes in Charlottesville. We were close in 89. So 90 was really a culmination of, hey, let's go take this thing.
They toss it to Kirby. Cuts inside. Touchdown, Virginia. As he throws. Touchdown, Virginia.
Virginia ended up winning at 20-7. The stadium was going berserk.
Scott Stadium is rocking.
I felt my fraternity brothers just pick me up and carry me the entire length of the field all the way to the locker room.
Fans chanting, get off the field. The goalpost is coming down.
Remnants of those goalposts were found at the feet of the Thomas Jefferson statue at the rotunda the next morning after the entire city celebrated all night long. It was one of the greatest things that's ever happened here.
I'm glad the game's over. I'm glad we won. I think it was a long build-up. This has been going on since the summer, and I'm happy for the team.
It was just unbelievable. We'd never beaten them. It was a sense of relief.
To beat Clemson legitimized us for that 90 season.
That was a huge victory. They got an awful lot of publicity.
From that point on, Virginia kept advancing week by week in the polls.
You know, we started off at like 6, then 4. I think Michigan lost, and then that plateaued as the number 1.
Could it be that Virginia is the number 1 team in all of college football? 6-0, Virginia deserves the honor.
When you think of Virginia, you think of Thomas Jefferson, the academics, the fraternity guys all wearing coats and ties. Now all of a sudden here they are number 1 in the nation of football.
We knew something special was happening. You know, when the bookstore is creating new shirts saying who's number 1.
It was electric. You know, you went to the bookstore and you're seeing T-shirts with the rankings.
We're ahead of Miami, we're ahead of Notre Dame, we're ahead of, all the great teams have been up here before.
We were like rock stars. We didn't think we could lose.
We're number 1, baby, we're number 1!
Nationally televised. Virginia was number 1. It was high drama.
Sisson.
How do you make the razor that took the world by storm even better? You reimagine it, re-engineer it, rebuild it, and you unleash it. Introducing the all-new MicroTouch Solo Titanium, the full-body precision electric razor that trims, edges, grooms, and shaves any hair, anywhere. Now with titanium-coated stainless steel blades for more precision and durability. Shave up or down with 200 micro strokes per second. Now with even more precision and control, all with one tool.
It was awesome. The power, the way it cuts, the Solo Titanium takes it to the next level.
3 pro grooming guides dial in the exact length you want. Snap on the guide to tame and shape your beard. Keep stubble trimmed exactly to your style. Snap off the guide and instantly remove unwanted hair anywhere.
Never seen anything like this, ever. Going from what I've used before to this was a huge step up.
A newly designed UltraFlex pivoting head perfectly contours for precise results. Edge sideburns, beards, and goatees with even more precision than before. Perfectly line up edges and clean your neck with barber precision. No nicks, bumps, or ingrown hairs, ever. Safe to the touch, cordless and rechargeable with a non-slip grip and an LED spotlight. No creams, no water.
Perfect barber-style look right out of the box.
The all-new, re-engineered MicroTouch Solo Titanium. Full-body precision grooming, all in one tool. Get yours now at solotitanium.com for only $29.99 or call 1-800-416-1359.
This is spectacular.
This is the one you want.
You have to update to the Solo Titanium.
Advanced cutting performance, perfect full body grooming, Micro Touch Solo Titanium.
For Georgia Tech, success is no longer measured in recruiting classes or rebuilding stages. Now the yardstick is as it was for Bobby Ross when he departed Maryland, and that's ACC titles and postseason bowl appearances. Can your team contend for the ACC championship?
Oh, I think so. Yeah, I think we can definitely contend for it now. Whether or not we win it, we could also contend for the lower bracket.
I think the realistic goals for our team at that point in time, I put the emphasis of winning the ACC.
This game, a big one in the ACC. Georgia Tech beating NC State 21-13. They are thinking bowl as they beat the Pac for the first time since '86.
Georgia Tech has gone to 3-0. No doubt that Bobby Ross would succeed here. It was a question of when.
It was just a matter of getting used to new systems. They're starting to gel now as a football team.
We thought we could win all of our games.
I remember Coach Ross being very cautious, especially going into North Carolina. I just remember thinking, we're fine. These guys, we're riding a wave.
Mac Brown was getting his program in gear.
It's really important to note they played us the week after Clemson. They didn't come in fully focused on us, and therefore they turned the ball over.
Carolina's always tough. They played very well. We struggled. We couldn't get it across the goal line.
We go up and down the field, we get in the red zone, and a 3rd and 2 ends up being a 4th and 3. Coaches decided to kick the field goal. Guys were upset. We should have went for this, coach.
We had Scott Sisson to kick the field goal because he was perhaps one of the best pressure kickers in college football.
You look for the big things. You know there's a chance that it couldn't go, but there's also a chance that it can.
One of the biggest challenges for any kicker is to have that short memory.
Coach Ross had to kick the field goal because at that time you could tie, and he felt like with a field goal, being undefeated, he could still be in the national championship picture, and that's exactly what happened.
First thing I did was I said, hey, we are still in control of our destiny.
Once we survived North Carolina, I thought that was the wake-up call we needed.
The games of the past with Georgia Tech have always been a tough defensive struggle. I don't think it'll be any difference this year.
Touchdown, Herman Moore. Take a bow, UVA. Walsh into the end zone for Sean Jones.
Everything hinges on this week's game between Virginia and Georgia Tech. A battle of unbeatens.
The buildup was, wow, it was crazy.
I've never experienced the kind of insanity that there was that week leading up to the Georgia Tech game.
We've been here since 8:25 this morning because we knew there was going to be a crowd like this here, and we're going to sprint to our seats.
Everybody wanted to know this Cinderella story. They were the darlings of the college football world.
Just to see their energy in Charlottesville that, I don't think they've ever felt anything like that ever before, and to be a part of that was amazing.
All the national attention, all the national exposure, reporters that we see on TV, I watch now on our campus, reporting, talking to our guys.
We were doing the game of the week, and very rarely we have ACC teams. Mid-season, I hear we're going to do Georgia Tech, Virginia, and Virginia was #1 in the nation, which was unusual for the ACC in football.
At times I do believe they deserve that #1 ranking until somebody proves that they don't.
Nationally televised, big crowd, sellout crowd. Virginia was #1. It was high drama.
I don't believe I've ever been involved in a bigger game. I've been involved in some big games that have had some significant importance.
It was even more so electric than Clemson because it was so much riding on this. We knew if we could beat Georgia Tech, we had a chance to play for the national title.
This game had something magical about it. It had the ACC stepping into the limelight. It had the #1 team in the nation, the Heisman Trophy candidates. This game had everything.
We got to come up with something special, so we had to name it. We came up with the Thrilla in Charlottesville, and man, did the game live up to those expectations.
We welcome you to Scott Stadium in Charlottesville.
That scene was like no other in Charlottesville. It was electric. Back then, we only seated 42, and there were 49,000 for that game.
Tickets going for as much as $150 to $200 if you can get them. This is a hot scene.
And then 4 a.m. in the morning, somebody got in and burnt the AstroTurf.
Vandalism struck here at Scott Stadium about 4 o'clock this morning.
The night before, I think somebody in Virginia, wherever, they got on the field and burned a hole in the carpet of the stadium.
They thought about suspending the game.
I knew it was going to be a very, very tough football game. We knew that. They knew that.
We prepped hard, we were ready, and we went out, and the first half, we performed exactly like we were supposed to perform.
We came out on fire. Let's jump on these guys real quick, just to let them know that they're in for a real fight here today.
First down play, running the option, Moore flips, and now here comes Kirby. Inside of the 30. Straight back, here comes the blitz. Moore gets away. Tough pass, Moore is there. On the sneak, touchdown, Virginia.
After going up that fast, my mindset was, it's about to be a beatdown.
McInerney going for a school record. He's got it. So far, it's all Virginia.
The start that Virginia got off to, Jim and I looked at each other during one of the early breaks and said, this could get out of hand.
When you're falling behind like that, some players will start to panic. What you have to do is you have to bring them together. You just got to keep your poise, and we got to play our game.
I hadn't really seen our defense give up points like that. We needed to just settle down and just go ahead and do what we do.
World would look like it was just falling apart around him, and all of a sudden he makes 2 or 3 moves, and the next thing you know, he's dancing in the end zone.
He'll run for it. Jones has the first down, and the touchdown for Georgia Tech.
It was a big drive for us. It gave us momentum. I think they gave our defense time to kind of regroup.
We jumped out to a good lead. You know, they made a couple mistakes here. You know, they let Herman get behind them.
Looking long. Herman Moore is out there.
There was a lot of talk, I know, between myself and Ken Swilling. Our ability to score, their ability to be able to shut us down.
They were talking trash, we were talking trash. I probably should not have played in the Virginia game because I really wasn't healthy enough to play.
Everything was fine, but then they started to say that his ankle was a little banged up once, you know, started giving him the business.
There it is. Alley-oop to Herman Moore.
Don't write for Georgia Tech out of this thing yet. They've got to keep Virginia within 2 touchdowns.
I didn't feel pressure. It was just one of those things I felt like, nah, they're not going to be able to stop us from moving the ball.
2nd and 1, throwing for it. Throwing for it all. He's in fact, he is indeed. Touchdown, Georgia Tech.
Throwing the ball wise, I was really comfortable. Felt like, you know, I'm good, coach. We just keep doing what we're doing.
Number 1 against number 16, and it's a fireworks display to this point.
We were dominating. We scored on every possession in the first half.
Moore runs with it and scores for the 3rd time today.
I knew that it was just a matter of time before we pulled away.
And the ACC is putting on a show.
1 half down, 1 half to go.
Well, we feel like we can move the ball, China. Defensively, we've got to try to avoid those matchups we've been getting on Moore. The biggest adjustment for us defensively was Herman Moore was killing us. One of the things that our defensive staff came up with was putting Willie Clay on Herman, and that helped us a lot. Willie did a good job.
We dominated that first half. But if you look at the game, the start of the second half, it was like a Twilight Zone episode.
And on first down, Sean Moore riding the option, fumbles the football, and Tech's all over it.
The start of the second half, Paul Collins' foot kicks the ball out of my hand.
Virginia does not turn the ball over very often. What a break for Tech.
It was just a weird way to lose the ball. The other weird thing that happened that game was I was rolling to throw a pass to Nicky Fisher, and the ball hit him and went up in the air, and I never forget, here I am chasing the linebacker down. The whole complexion of that game changed on those two plays.
They turned the ball over early, and once that happened, it was almost like the house is on fire now, and it's hard to put it out.
Yellow Jackets on the move. Here comes a reverse. Gilchrist, touchdown, Georgia Tech.
We knew how dangerous a player he was. What we allowed him to do was get comfortable in that second half. And once he got comfortable, he was electric.
Sean Jones gaining confidence. The man is open. It's Merchant. He holds on. Touchdown, Georgia Tech.
When I saw Emmett break across his face, I thought, oh, okay, it's a touchdown.
America's #1 team is in a fight.
It still didn't take away from the mindset of, hey, you know what? We're still going to put up multiple points here in the second half.
We never believed that we would lose if we got the ball to number 12.
Looking for Herman Moore. Herman Moore's got a step on Swilling. He's got the ball and a touchdown for Virginia.
Herman and I had this communication. We're attacking whoever's brave enough to play us man-to-man.
63 yards to Herman Moore. Georgia Tech staying with him.
In this situation, we were having success. It's just a matter of maintaining it.
We got conservative. The second half, we played not to lose.
First and goal, Georgia Tech. William Bell. Wow. Driving in, scoring. Touchdown, Georgia Tech. We've got a fourth quarter shootout in store for you. Nation's #1 team is in all kinds of trouble.
We knew as a team that we were capable now of winning because we had everything in place.
From the 28, quarterback draw with Jones. Sean Jones on the quarterback draw. They'll still have a chance to take the lead with Scott Sisson.
As a kicker, you kind of ride the wave of the players around you. You ride that positive emotion, that optimism, when you sense that they feel like, hey, we're going to come back and we're going to win this.
33 yards. He splits the sticks, and the Ramblin' Wreck takes the lead.
We didn't go in panicking, probably turning up the intensity a little bit more.
Moore with pressure. Marco Coleman, the #1 team in America, being pushed now. Can Virginia answer?
When they were making their comeback, there were a couple big plays. I think Herman caught a dig route and took it maybe to like the 5-yard line.
Herman Moore to the 40, gets the block, here he goes! Herman Moore to the 20, and down at the 6.
It was huge because it kind of helped us get a little bit of momentum back.
Now this Tech defense did not allow a touchdown until the 20th quarter of the season.
We had a goal line stand late in the game. Once again, our defense rose to the occasion.
Fisher didn't get it.
People always look back and say, well, why wasn't Kirby in the game?
I ask the question all the time. Even to this day, I still don't know why. Not one hand off.
I remember catching a one pass that got us down to like the 1 or 2 yard line. And I said, okay, we got a couple downs here to punch it in and pretty much put this game away. As soon as we got into the red zone, it's like disaster happened.
It'll be 3rd and goal from the 1 yard line. Back across, wide open. Aaron Mundy, touchdown Virginia. There's a flag. No touchdown.
And so we got called for a penalty for not having enough guys on the line of scrimmage. That touchdown got called back. Changes the whole complexion of the game.
They had 2 penalties down on the goal line.
3rd down.
You can't do that and score and win a game when the #1 ranking's on the line.
2:44 left. 3rd and goal from the 6. down. Tiggle.
I can still see Calvin Tiggle laying out parallel. That showed the true character of our football team. When we had to do it, we met the challenge.
Here comes the decision of a lifetime. Will George Welsh go for the field goal to tie it, or will he go for the win?
All of my guys on offense wanted to go for it.
When you're putting up that many points and you're that explosive offensively, you go for it.
George, till his dying days, told me I made a mistake there. I should have still gone for the touchdown.
I think Coach Welsh probably felt if it ended in a tie, it still doesn't negate our opportunity to win a national championship.
22 yards, McInerney to tie it. And he does. 38 all. Georgia Tech out to spoil Virginia's Cinderella season.
Final 2-minute drive, Sean was calm, cool, and collected. Got ice water running through his veins. He has a quiet confidence, man, that where I ain't got to tell you, I'm going to show you.
I wasn't going to allow what another team was doing affect the way I played the game.
Lofting it across to Bell. And here comes Tech right away.
Keep in mind as they start this drive, Georgia Tech has only one timeout.
Sean Jones was always poised. He made 3 pass completions. It got us down there in a couple of minutes. He was at the top of his game.
He would be watching the clock, and he knew when he wanted to snap it, what he wanted to complete. He'd read the defense. It was a masterpiece.
Jones has Lester down to the 20. Tech's going to be set up to win this game. So now Bobby Ross is taking no chances. He brings his field goal unit out. Scott Sisson.
I just had great confidence in him. I don't recall of him ever having missed a key field goal.
For Scott Sisson, I can't imagine the pressure he felt.
It was a tough 2 or 3 minutes waiting. Felt like an eternity. You can psych yourself out. I mean, that's why they ice the kicker. You have to trick yourself. Somebody tell him a joke. Somebody tell him a joke.
One of our coaches came up to me. He said, "Coach, why don't you go over and tell him a joke?" I said, "I can't be thinking of any joke right now. I just can't get to it."
Block it, miss it, block it, miss it.
49,000 watching. So is every college football fan in the land. A lot hinges on this one.
Hey, can you move the camera, please?
From 37 yards.
It felt solid. I hit the right part of my foot. I knew when it left my foot that it was good.
Sisson. Yes!
Well, that moment is first great relief. Then the joy sets in. It's the greatest win I've ever had. Our kids just fought and hung in there, and they just wouldn't quit.